that faith in God as recognized by our founding fathers is essential to the moral fiber of the nation.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mary Franklin is here, and she's got an update on Danny Marshall, and some statistics from the, if you could come back, excuse me, Carol, I'm going to pull this back.
I apologize, I forgot to put out the trash. Yeah, and just, I'll take it. Little brain problem there, so, in a minute.
I'm happy to report about Danny. He is recovering really well. It was 1 month, and that's a faster recovery. When he was in ICU, they were asking him, that's the first day, actually full day out of surgery, to make a round, walk around of the ICU and of the ICU unit. And he did 3. And then when he got to a regular room, they said, okay, 3 rounds of this goes. And he did 5. And you know, Danny, he always accepts. If he can possibly do it, he challenges himself and goes forward. So he's feeling very well for the circumstance, recovering well. The family is excited because it's so far, everything's going well. They continue to appreciate your prayers because, you know, there's always a chance of rejection or a chance of a setback. But so far, it's really been going well. If it keeps up, they hope, had a conference this morning with the medical team, and it seemed like maybe he'll get out of the hospital this coming weekend, and then he'll be in Durham going every day to a rehabilitation to keep getting stronger and stronger. But he's doing well, and he sends regards to all of you. It's funny how much he's keeping in touch when I don't bother him, but he gets in touch with me.
Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm happy because that means that he's feeling well enough to do that. So last Friday afternoon, he called me and he said, "Are you in the office?" And I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, over on the veranda, look at, the credenza, not veranda, credenza, and look for so-and-so packet, and it has this and this on the top of it." I mean, he just could remember every detail of what I was to look for, and I did. I found it, and it was to go to the accountant for his taxes. So you never get rest for taxes, do you? And this Sunday morning, he was forwarding something funny that had been sent to him, that you know, just for fun. And so that kind of lets you know the spirit of things, that it's really better, it's just better than ever expected. I was hoping for the best and praying every day that he would get the right lung and he would be doing well. Because he still has things to do. Even though he's not running for delegate, he has things in mind, ideas and things to do for the area. So hopefully.
We're not done with it.
Yeah.
So that's the report on him. Any questions about that? Okay, I printed out those statistics, but of course, I laid them down while I was putting something else that Danny sent me a text about printing. And I put it in the bag to carry to him.
It's out there with my agenda and my notes.
Yeah, yeah.
And the treasurer's report and the minutes, so we're all in the same boat.
Okay, well, thank you, Mary.
I'm gonna look up
That's all
online.
right. And
It's the governor's vetoes and.
I sent Danny a text last week asking if we were still on for Tuesday. And it came through, it said, no, I'm at Duke, just had a lung transplant. So I said, we're praying for a quick recovery, although probably not by next Tuesday.
And I will ask, the family has asked that there be, emails are fine, coming into the delegate mail, they go straight to him, and when he feels like he looks at them. And mail can come to our P.O. box, and then I make sure it gets down there to him.
So if you have anything to say, but they are asking for no calls and no text messages until after he gets out of the hospital.
Okay.
So,
Mary,
yes, we can.
I saw Susan Beals yesterday, you know Susan, and she talked, they were concerned about him, so you can tell them that they are trying to keep up with what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, so, let's vote on the, paperwork, treasurer's report and, whatever.
Move to approve.
Second.
You gotta, whatever. Yeah. A motion and a second to approve. We'll take it as a package. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
good enough.
I was not to do that if I could hit.
Also, Joel, go ahead and hit it.
Oh, all I'm doing is passing petitions for Jason Miares. So if you're not familiar with him, he is our current Attorney General running for re-election. It's silly that he has to still get petitions to go in, even though he's the current, Attorney General, but it's a thing he has to do. So I think only this and you guys are the ones who still need to sign.
I will do it.
I signed last month to do.
So.
Oh, yes, okay, yeah, you're good. Oh, that's enough.
All
But
right,
after-
so,
Was that for Jason?
excuse me,
Signed last month?
Mary, how
I need
many,
the county.
how many
Oh, okay.
signatures does he need?
Okay.
10,000?
10,000.
One before
Yeah,
there.
okay. So statewide candidate needs 10,000.
yes.
I expect he's got more than that already.
Oh yeah, no, it's he's got a good team and they got the ball out on it early. The one that you have to actually worry about is Winsome. She was a little bit behind the ball on getting signatures. So on that note, if you see anyone getting Winsome signatures, run over and sign. Yeah,
We had her.
yeah, but she's the one who we actually have to worry about. But Jason, I'm sure he's
When's the deadline for these to be in?
The third.
April. It's in April.
Third, right. And, I understand that the other folks that's running against Winston is having trouble getting the petition signed, but they may not make it.
So do we have, is, Mary, are you aware whether Delegate LaRock is running or not?
He is right now.
Yes,
He is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not aware if he's turned in all the proper paperwork, but he's declared running.
He and Amanda Chase.
Yes,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, crying out loud.
And Amanda Chase lost her state senate race,
Right.
and Delegate LaRock served with Danny, who was down there when we were there for a little bit, and he lost his delegate race. So that's a challenge to put their names in when they haven't won
Yeah,
the
so they
races.
think because they didn't win their district, they should become the governor. Makes sense.
Amanda did poorly the last go around,
Yeah.
so I don't understand it, but.
Well, I do not have a program for today. Yes,
You said that Madison was gonna call in?
has not yet called in. I got an eye on the
Oh, okay.
thing here. Angela Franulovich is our listener today.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Angela, but we got a lot of off-mic chatter that probably isn't being picked up very well. Like I said, I had 4 people, one right after another, back out from being a speaker tonight. So we really don't have a program. I think we've got Victor Davis Hanson. I saw this video and I thought it was interesting that it was 10 points that the Democrats are using to try to sabotage Donald Trump. And if we can go ahead and run that, then we have our video master, Svengali, or Svengoolie, if you get free.
Everything they've said, everything they've written, what their surrogates and the media have done, and I discovered they do have a counter. They really do.
This
And
is-
it's organized, because I want to give it a
This
fair
is just
hearing.
a prequel.
So I wrote down 10 things that I think are thematic of the Democratic agenda. Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson. Sampson for the Daily Signal. I want to apologize to you. I have been writing columns and have suggested to you in these videos that the Democrats didn't have an agenda. In other words, they were just nihilists. But I went back and looked at everything they've said, everything they've written, what their surrogates and the media have done, and I discovered they do have a counter agenda. They really do. And it's organized. And I want to give it a fair hearing right now. So I wrote down 10 things that I think are thematic of the Democratic agenda that offers an alternative to Donald Trump. The first is that Donald Trump must be considered, as Chris Matthews just said, a Mussolini-like figure. He must be opposed in every aspect. He must be demonized. Everything he does is evil. And by extension, the same is true of Elon Musk. You must consider him an alien that should go back home to South Africa, that he's not a true American, he's only been here 23 years. You cannot talk about his Tesla revolution that pretty much saved the idea of an electric vehicle. You cannot talk about the successes of SpaceX. You cannot talk about saving social media by opening up and getting the government out, i.e. the FBI colluding with the old Twitter. You cannot talk about giving free internet service to Ukraine. He's evil, and everything he does must be opposed. And we must continue that to the point where he is depersonalized. The second thing I've noticed very quickly is ICE is wrong. You have to stop ICE from deporting anybody, even if they're a criminal. Open borders are completely normal. We let in 12 million people under Joe Biden. We have no apologies whatsoever. No major Democrat has come forward and said we made a mistake. We've overloaded communities like the San Joaquin Valley or the Rio Grande Valley or the inner city. It's cost us perhaps $1 trillion in social costs. We apologize. No, everything about open borders was wonderful, and we will try as Democrats as much as we can to stop ICE from deporting even criminals. Sanctuary cities are immune, 600 of them. Radical Palestinians are to be favored over Israel. We see that with the controversy over Mahmoud Khalil. We in the Democratic Party feel that Israel is a settler country. Now, this is the only issue that the majority of Democrats are clearly for. About 70%, 65% of Democrats favor the Palestinian cause. So there's no ambiguity about it now. Democrats feel that Israel is the culprit, and if there's anti-Semitism on campus, it's sporadic or it's done by people other than the pro-Hamas green card holder or student visa holder. There should be no cuts. No cuts in the federal government. We have a $1.7 trillion deficit. Joe Biden probably racked up $7 to $8 trillion in additional debt, but 36 trillion is no problem. We're not going to discuss it. All we know is there should be no layoffs. Everything that USAID was funding was fine, and the federal government was running perfectly until Donald Trump came. There was no abuse, fraud, anything. We had never talked about fraud and abuse in recent years, and there was a reason why. We're perfectly happy